Hello, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of Evil Genius 2 here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. On this episode, we are gonna continue to expand our evil lair and run world schemes, and we are gonna have to deal with the investigative group from the Hammer team. So this agency is currently in our base, and we are gonna have to move things around in order to be able to create even more efficient lair. And we're gonna have to deal with them once they come closer to this room where we keep so many of our guards. So we should therefore have multiple subclasses of our minions equipped. We do have our valets, we do have our guards. This means that we still have, however, 2 additional classes to be completed. And in order to start off the episode, we can get a cutscene here.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It shouldn't be. Do you know what we need you to do?
Carry luggage, open doors. I also play a mean game of Baccarat.
Do you cheat? I hope so. I have no luggage, all my doors are automatic, and I don't have time for losers. And smile. Make them think there's nothing going on back here.
So these are our valets, and they work in this section of the casino where the tourists are gonna be arriving. So we need to put down the cocktail bars, roulette tables, floor shows, and baccarat tables in order to distract the agents and also to get some additional cash. Unfortunately, if we want to, however, distract the agents specifically, we need to go into the minion research and get this thing. So we require 20,000 gold, and we need to complete 3 additional tier 1 researches in order to get here. So that means that we are gonna have to spend over 50,000 gold just in order for us to be more efficient at distracting our enemies who are currently investigating our lair. And this brings us to the new subclass of the minions, and we are gonna go with the big picture thinking. These are the scientists. Scientists do research. They also help you in your med bay to heal the other minion classes a bit faster. And basically through them, we are gonna be able to get access to more tech that we can equip. So we're gonna start the side story, and we're gonna try to acquire some of these researchers or scientists for our
Boss,
evil lair.
We've been trying all morning, but we need your help solving a problem. This thinking stuff is hard.
I suppose we can't all be towering intellects. Very well. What devious issue requires my attention?
What are these pieces of string attached to our boots?
Laces. They're laces. Was that your problem? No wonder our research department hasn't been delivering. Time to train some smarter minions.
So again, the process is the same. We need to go into the world in order to get ourselves some minions. Unfortunately, in the northern Hammer district, the heat is already at 36. So if I would go and pick up the scientists, this would actually lock us out of the region. So since we do have access to money, I'm gonna reduce the heat in this region by spending 10 grand.
A scheme has
We
succeeded.
are then gonna go and capture the scientist. And we need to return back to our lair because there are those agents. Yeah, we need to keep an eye out on those. And I will therefore, once the scientist is brought in and put inside of these prison cells and then interrogated, we are going to be able to put additional type of tech into our training room. So I'm actually thinking in order for us to grab more intel, we are gonna be expanding this into additional prison cell. One more can be squeezed in here. We can do 2, however, the issue is the energy. If I go with 2 cells, I will completely drain all of my power, so I cannot afford to do this. And we can theoretically put down a generator like so. Or let's go like this. So now that they are moving in, don't have that many
Find that intruder. Locate
guards
and
located
kill
here.
that
So while they
intruder
are
for me.
close, I'm gonna try to do this.
I
It's
need
better
that
to try and
intruder
catch them
located and
over
taken
here
care
than
of.
if they would get
There's
to
work
the
to
comm
do.
center or any of the other stations. We might lose a minion or 2, but that's perfectly fine as long as they do not leave. Okay, so he's gonna get
An agent
captured,
has been
and
captured.
because we have set up to train Valles, we have 6, we want 10. Let's grab 20 of the guards, actually increase that number, because right now we do not have any weapons to help them do a better job in subduing the enemy. And we're gonna have to start putting down the tables of Backrath and such. And keep in mind that these things also consume energy, so we cannot go all crazy and put down a whole lot of them. If you want to know from which side when it comes to the roulette table your minion is gonna stand, or your valet, it's actually the straight edge of the roulette. So if I were to pop it down like here, this is where the minion is gonna stand. So this extended section, there is gonna be more room for customers or the what you call them, tourists, to pop in. This is too damn close, so we are gonna actually go ahead and put a bar in here. Those are gonna be the 2 initial ones. Let's then go and put down, can actually move this pillar like so in order to keep this at least somewhat symmetric. 2 bars over here, so those are 4 structures. That is gonna drain us quite a lot. We need to be careful so that actually the generator will be placed in its place before the gear here is set up, or we are gonna lose the power and this prisoner is then gonna be able to escape. So once their resolve is low, gonna do this. Someone please put in that freaking generator, because they are starting to bring in everything over here, and if we get the prison cell before we get the generator, we are gonna be really screwed. Like really screwed.
Success. An agent has given us their secrets.
So we have currently 18 points of intel. That is awesome. We're gonna have to expand our training room. And I might have to move this around like so in order to accommodate.
Training has stalled.
The additional. Okay, so when you go to the casino, you can select each table to either scam the tourist or eventually try to distract the enemy agents. At this point, we can set 2 of these tables to do the scamming. So we're gonna go with 1 bar over here, and we are gonna go with 1 scam over here at the roulette. And we are gonna try to put down additional tables so that those minions which we try to hire, so we have 6, targeted amount is 10. So far they are gonna be able to work on these. So let's try to put down some backrath table. Move around these plants for now. Because, of course, if you want to make this more effective, you are going to be able to use walls to, for example, create obstructions. But keep in mind that it's going to take time for the casino to take place or get turned into the distraction which you require. So in the meantime, your focus is going to be heavily to allocate as many minions or as much money into the layer so that you can become more effective. Okay, we are able to go onto the world stage. Here we have what, 18 points of heat. This would give us 30 points of heat. That would take us to 48 points of heat. That's quite a lot. So how about we reduce first the heat by spending that 10 grand, and then we can do the long-lasting scheme in this northern region. So over 30 minutes we are going to be getting the 20,000, and I need to see if the scientist has been finally brought in for interrogation. So it looks like yes, they are being moved in. So let's try to put down those backreth tables. It's gonna unfortunately block off the entrance. So theoretically, if I were to move you, like so, this can then be allocated into this corner. And that is gonna be our 6 tables currently. That is how many minions have been trained. We have now more valets being trained.
Build more generators.
Scientist is being moved around. We're gonna have to start working on expanding the power plant.
An intruder has been captured.
So let's put this generator in this place. And let's interrogate the scientists so that we can start running research. And for research, you're gonna require a ton of cash. Like, the basic research will cost you 10,000 gold. The additional tiers are gonna go up to 20,000, and then 40,000, and then 160,000. So this will be quite the expensive thing which you are going to be trying to pull off here. We're going to actually capture right now 2 of the enemy agents.
I want that intruder discovered,
and the rest of them are going to get killed.
I want that intruder found and killed.
And we are going to put down that equipment for our scientists. Yeah, I did not really plan this training room that well. We have engaged the enemy. 2 of them have been subdued, rest of them have been killed.
An agent has been subdued and captured.
We're gonna get that additional
We
intel.
have captured an agent.
And we are gonna have to then set up our minions to do some research. I usually keep the scientists a bit lower because our funds are affecting how efficient they are at research, and also you have access to certain type of gear. So for example, if we were to go to the laboratory, if you would put we don't have them yet trained, so we don't have the quest fulfilled. So once we train a first scientist, we're gonna be able to show you, or I'm gonna be able to show you the tech or the equipment which is located or used in the research. So once this person is done,
Task complete.
we can collect the rewards.
I'm ready to uncover the mysteries of the universe for you, boss. What do you want me to research?
Interesting word. Research. Implies you're searching for something a second time. You better not be charging me for the same work twice.
So now that we actually have a scientist, here's the thing about running successfully research. You are gonna be able to build data banks, impact analyzers, and whiteboards. When you go into the research menu, and when you take a look at each of these things, you are gonna see how many tools or what type of gear will you require. So for example, in order for you to have stun batons or just batons which are gonna be able to club the enemies to death much faster, this is gonna require impact analyzer. If you want to go into layer and you want to, let's say, excavate this harder soil, you're gonna require impact analyzer. These things cost 30,000 gold, so these are some pretty hefty prices, which means that research just on top of you having the necessary tech and then having the necessary scientist is gonna also cost you that additional money for each research. So 10,000 at the start, then 20, then 40, then 80, then 160. So, and I don't even know what's in the locked section because I never survived long enough to get there. We are gonna go with, for example, the computer console, because this then allows us to research eventually the, what you call it? Complete 3 additional tier 1 research project to unlock. So it's gonna take us a while. We're gonna probably go with like increasing our capacity of minions. We are gonna try to go for this. So that's already 30,000 plus additional expenses. It's gonna take a while. Let's get that intel for now, because they are trying to already escape out of their prison cells. So we're gonna have at least some intel, and there is a marketplace available for us to do something at. We're gonna have to reduce the heat in the, what do we call this? Eastern Saber territory. So I'm gonna probably be forced to do the longer scheme, but we have 2 sources of income. One has still 5,200 gold. The second one has 15,750.
We have more intel.
And because we want to expand our power plant, let's go like this, and we are gonna definitely require more generators. And the reason behind this is that the lab itself, even a freaking whiteboard, each of them consumes 5 points of energy. So one of your generators is basically able to support 2 whiteboards. But we still need to have some sort of a surplus of energy available. So that is why we will require those additional generators to be constructed. So this is going to cost us 8,625. It's going to give us plus 20 points of energy. It's going to drain most of our funds, but it needs to be done. Gonna escort the prisoner, and we are gonna select more of these things to be trying to scam the tourists. And you're gonna also see at certain points that none of these stations or none of these games are gonna be actually manned by anyone, because the minions work in a certain shift pattern. So it might be that they might arrive in bulk. You're gonna see lots of these things being manned, and then suddenly everyone is just gonna leave and go get their grub on, relax or something, and then you can have plenty of tables that are not gonna be basically earning you any additional cash However, the world schemes are your primary source of income. You cannot, unfortunately, rely heavily on the casino, which is a huge shame, I think. I'm also thinking maybe we are gonna start playing around here with building up the casino so that we can make this sort of a zigzag pattern so that they have to follow and interact with all of these desks and they stay here much longer. But I really don't want to go and spend too much cash on that right now. And of course, we can check if we are low on funds, the optional section, so that we can get some additional cash, but we should also work towards trying to get the last subclass of our minions, who are the technicians who maintain the base. And it's advised to actually get these as the last class, because once you do get them, the durability of everything is going to start to go down. So it might end up being that once you get like 200 minions, you are gonna have like 50 of them just your technicians, so that they can maintain everything, because everything, including your generators, your radio repeaters, and everything else is going to require maintenance. So yeah, let's take a look at the global map here. We are gonna be forced to reduce the heat, so let's launch this short scheme over here, and then we are gonna be able to interact again with the central anvil provinces, and we are gonna soon have the agents move in, so this is perfectly fine. We don't care about that. But what we do care about would theoretically be building up more of these med bays. This is gonna drain some of our cash, but since we are engaging every agency that we are currently in their region, and they keep sending it's always a group of 5 agents, and even the basic ones have always 2 guns, so they are much more deadlier than your henchmen here, or your basic muscle class who have only their fists in order to do some damage. So this has been taken care of. Now we are running a bit lower on funds because this has cost us a bit more than I would have liked. Once they move in,
Locate
I'm gonna select 2 of them for capture, 3 of
that
them to
intruder
be
and
killed.
kill them.
They're gonna get engaged. Some of them are subdued, some of them are killed.
You're running out of gold. Maybe rob a bank? An
Furnaces
agent has
do
been
their
captured.
job. We can build additional cell.
Not enough gold to complete this construction.
We have enough gold. We are gonna wait for the resolve to drop down. So honestly, I'm not really sure how efficient I am in comparison to other channels in building up their layer. I have not seen the end of the game. I'm not really sure what to expect. But the key here is to not rush things. You are gonna have to take your time, which is probably also why the schemes and everything takes a long time to actually get accomplished. We have 1 source of income. We are running 2 reductions of heat into additional regions.
Interrogation success. An agent has given us their secrets.
So we are up to 26 points of intel. How many minions do we have? 10, required 10, we 20, required 20. 6 and required 6. Okay. So that means We can set up all of these to be scamming tourists right now. It's not gonna make us a big bank, but it's still better than nothing. And we are gonna have to put down somewhere that room for a lab. So I was actually thinking if we were to run... This is gonna cost us 1,200 gold, which I can actually live with, and here we can therefore accommodate the lab. So it might be a bit smaller in size initially, but that is gonna eventually change. We need to monitor our energy too.
Not enough gold to complete this construction.
This is gonna cost us 11,250, but it needs to be done. And as you can see, our scientists so far are not able to do anything because we don't have that many injuries. I also do not see that they would be helping to heal our other minion classes.
The scheme has succeeded.
Your scientists and your technicians will also not engage in combat, so only your yellow minions and your muscles here are gonna do the fighting. But you should primarily try to focus so that they are actually engaging
Steal some from the world.
the enemy. It looks like our stats are holding up so far, so that is good news. It would be also nice if we can start expanding somehow the numbers of our minions. Okay, let's see what's... Okay, so we can run a scheme. I unfortunately don't see... Did we put in the quest so that... Oh yeah, so let's start off the side story to pick up the technicians. And because I kind of forgot, and hopefully they're gonna be in some of the regions where we have our criminal networks established.
Are you responsible for the state of this room? Is that computer supposed to be giving off sparks?
Yes, boss. That's how we know it's turned on.
It looks broken to me. Don't you repair these things?
We try, but it hurts. The sparks, you see.
I can't rule the world from a ramshackle lair with hunker-junk equipment. Kidnap a specialist, interrogate them, find out how to repair these things.
So now we are going to be able to go to the world, and this is why I love this central Anvil province. It's usually most of the classes of minions are going to be represented here, so you're going to be able to get to them and not increase the heat as much, so you might still be able to run a scheme theoretically in the region. Now once this is completed, we are going to be able to get some funds over here, and once this one is done, we are going to have to reduce the heat in that region. Hold on, I thought there were some agents, so I would really hate for them to get out of our base. So these are the agents of Hammer. They are usually grouped up together, so that's how you can tell them sometimes apart. But as I mentioned, it's on multiple occasions, this base is gonna get rearranged quite heavily.
A scheme has succeeded.
Scheme has succeeded, which lets me know that this place really needs to get cooled down. What do you mean we don't have enough workers? We really need to increase our population, huh? Okay. So I'm gonna be only able to put down one locker right now. But I'm gonna be able to put more of them, at least 2 over here, so that's gonna be equal to 9 additional population. But the issues right now are cash. And now we can go capture 3.
That intruder. I need him out of the picture.
Kill 2.
Science needs to be left alone.
We're gonna get even more intel.
And kill that intruder.
A scheme has succeeded.
It would be actually awesome if our workers would finish off these things, but I have kind of exhausted our current numbers.
Has been subdued and captured.
So we really need to increase our minion count, or the basic minion count, or we are gonna be royally screwed. Okay, we are gonna be reducing the heat in this region. We should have... The technician is being brought in. So let's escort this prisoner to be interrogated. I kind of do love that the agent is standing here. But that's not gonna last for too long, and he's gonna try to fight.
An intruder has been captured.
Or break free, so hopefully he's gonna get escorted, or she's gonna get escorted.
An agent has been captured.
And then proceed with this agent who has been captured a
An
bit longer.
interrogation has succeeded. There's an opportunity on the world stage.
Okay, I'm well aware of that. I just want to kind of keep a close eye on these agents here. And once that has been done, we can...
An interrogation has succeeded.
Okay, so
We
that
have
has
more
worked
intel.
out. The heat is being reduced in this region. Here we have 23 points of heat. We cannot run this scheme or we would get locked out of the region, and this is our most profitable region as of now. In 10 minutes, 3 workers are going to reduce the heat, so let's run that. And here we are going to be able to run the long running scheme for additional funds. So our income is gonna be kind of reduced right now. Only one region is gonna be providing us with funds, which is not the best thing ever. We do need to build more of the lockers.
Not enough gold to complete this construction.
And now we can put the technician to be interrogated.
Maybe spend less or steal more.
And it would
An
be
intruder
awesome.
has given us their secrets.
Okay, so now we can actually put the training equipment to the training room. It costs us 2,500. It needs to be adjacent to a wall. This is the only training equipment which has this weird requirement. Don't ask me why. We don't have the funds. We are scheming the tourists, but as I said it once, I'll say it again. The casino game section needs to have a serious rework, because you're never gonna see more than 30 tourists appear within the casino itself, even if you have it fully staffed with a bunch of valets. So if we would do the math now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, not that many. This needs to seriously get a rework, and I'm hoping for the love of God it's gonna be patched in and not gonna be included in the season pass, because that would be just a huge dick move from Rebellion. Okay, so now we can put in that training here, or we should actually go with more of these for now. This would actually drive me up the wall because it would just look ugly as hell. I want to keep this open because we are gonna keep on expanding the barracks in this general direction. The training room is gonna get probably moved around. Are sitting at 6,000 something. Okay. So let's confirm those lockers. And let's put down that piece of tech. And we are gonna select also to train technicians. Let's go with that one so that we get the reward. Or theoretically, you know what? We do have some of the optional quests.
New optional objective available.
So let's grab all this cash and let's do this. Let's expand the barracks. And by expanding the barracks, we are going to be able to squeeze in more bunks and more of the lockers. If the game will stop screwing around and actually do what I'm telling it to do. Come on, knock it off. If I were to expand this one more, this is then gonna allow me to do this and put down. It's gonna cost us 13,000, but I'm really fine with it. It's the added population which we do need at this point. And we can actually put down additional lockers over here. That is where lots of our cash is gonna go. Agents are right there where are supposed to be.
I want that intruder captured. Hunt them down. That intruder is just a number.
So let's
and once you find him,
come up.
That number's up.
The coolest thing is that if we get some serious injuries, they can get healed right away.
An agent has been subdued and captured.
Bodies are getting disposed of.
Complete.
We need to wait for the resolve. And 28 points of energy. Okay. That means we can start doing some research. Whiteboards need to be adjacent to a wall.
Not enough gold to complete this construction.
So because we are building the barracks up, we don't have the funds yet to build that first whiteboard. Let's start escorting our prisoners into the interrogation
Not
chair.
enough gold to complete
And
this
as you can
construction.
see, based on their skills, they might be able to break loose from the cell.
You're
And this is
running
why
out
it's
of
good to
gold.
have the guards right around the corner to beat them up again. And if they take beating, then they can go right into the healing chambers.
An interrogation has succeeded. There's an opportunity on the world stage.
Okay, so what can we do? Okay, we can run. I would prefer to get the long-lasting scheme. Thank you so much. Is it still reducing
An
the
agent
heat?
has resisted our interrogation.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, then let's try this one.
A minion is deserting.
Ah. What do you mean?
A minion is deserting.
Well, stop doing that. Is that because we are low on cash, or what's
An
happening?
interrogation has succeeded.
Okay.
We have more intel.
We have the whiteboard, but we're gonna need more of them so that they can run the research simultaneously and therefore speed up the research. We have another agents coming in. Really need to make sure that we are not
An interrogation
completely out of
has
funds.
succeeded. There's an opportunity on the world stage.
And
Task complete.
let's go with 6 of these, and we should be done with the side objective. Okay, so we need to have 2 additional technicians. So one is helping to train the other minions, so this is going to be a much faster process. It's always faster with a friend. So our current capacity goes to 66. We have 57 minions.
Optional objective complete.
And this should mean that we are done once he or she is finished being trained. And that is the last subclass of minions available.
The one in the apron. What is it you do around here?
Me? I repair things, prevent breakages, turn things off and on again.
Oh, good. We need someone to keep the lair in good working order. If you come across any corpses, just don't turn them back on. I like them that way.
Now, the funniest thing is that all of your evil super baddies or your evil geniuses have the same dialogue with the newly recruited subclasses. So either your muscle, your technicians, your valets, they're just gonna say it in a different voice, but they have the same dialogue, so that's the most unfortunate thing.
I need that intruder found and captured.
And once again, because they are distracted taking
Do you
pictures
see that
here,
intruder? There's an intruder here. Kill
we can
them.
mark them for kill and capture, obtain more intel. And we are gonna require more of the whiteboards. This is gonna consume 10 points of energy.
agent has been captured.
Beautiful. And
We have captured an agent.
now we can select our official first research. If I would have the cash for it, huh? I want to go with allowing to store more stuff and increasing our capacity. So let's wait for the resolve to drop. Let's start interrogating. And thanks to the interrogation, we have already 38 points of intel. This region is now heat free, so we can do a big scheme. So let's do it. We have now 1, 2, 3 regions all are sending in cash.
Interrogation success. An agent has given us their secrets.
Interrogate the next person, and once we reach 10 grand, we are going to be able to put down the first research to be done. Okay, so
An interrogation has succeeded.
let's go with this.
There's an opportunity on the world stage.
And if you have
Let's get
Zalika, you have the
scientific.
options to boost the minion's performance.
Research has
However, this
begun.
drains her morale, so you cannot run it continuously for all eternity. But because we have 3 scientists working here, the coolest thing is that this is gonna speed up the research. So unfortunately, because the what you call it, the impact analyzer costs 30 grand each of them, it might be a bit more difficult to get some of the additional researches like excavating more soil and such. We are successfully scamming all the tourists.
Interrogation success.
More agents
An
are
agent
arriving.
has given us their secrets.
We have 44 points of intel, 3 regions from which we get money. So this is gonna hopefully fund our research for a while. But we have only 13 points of energy left, and that makes me think it's time for further expansion. So let's get this blueprint done. Agents are starting to move in. This whole thing is gonna be rearranged. It's gonna cost me lots of cash, but I really like the fact how I had it
I've
before.
discovered something.
So we now have the capability to hold on to more minions. The next thing which I would really love to get is, for example, the stun guns or something like this. But let's go with the computer
Not enough
consoles.
gold
These
to
things
complete
are
this
working
construction.
inside of the comm centers, and they produce intel, so we don't have to
I
keep
demand that
capturing
intruders
everyone. And
immediate
it
discovery
really
and
would appreciate if there would be
subsequent
like a bulk option, or me to be allowed to drag the mouse, select them in bulk, and
I
not
have
have to
reports
do
of an
this
intruder in the
individually
lab.
each damn
Kill
time.
them.
Because it's getting repetitive and kind of annoying, but it has to be done.
You're running out of gold.
So this is the dumbest thing,
Maybe
that they can surround a wall and not be able to engage, but at least they are trying
An
to
agent has been
participate.
captured. You're running out of gold. Maybe steal some from the world.
Yeah, we are getting money in, don't worry.
Research has been paused.
Come on, fellas, you should be able to run the research.
An interrogation has succeeded. We have more intel. An agent has escaped captivity. An agent has been subdued and captured.
Okay, and now let's interrogate the agent who tried to escape. And if possible, let's try to get into a brand new region.
Interrogation success. An agent has given us their secrets.
50 points of intel. So the reason why I want to actually do the research for the global operations is that this would then allow us to upgrade our criminal network and also reduce the general heat created just by being present in a region. So I really want to get into this as it's gonna help us quite a lot. Okay, it looks like we are gonna have to reduce the heat in the region, and I'm gonna probably choose the option which is not gonna take all of our funds. Still have two sources of income, 13,000 and 7,000, so that's 20,000 on their way. They're able to do the research. Another 5 agents from Saber. Soon we're gonna be done with the next research. We're gonna have to research something else. We do have the money for it, thankfully. And I know I can go to another global location, but I would prefer to save some of these up for now for one specific reason, and that is to okay, the poison darts are actually fun, but the biggest issue which I came across is that your normal agents which keep coming here will trigger the traps, but if there are minions standing in the range or in the point where the poison darts are being shot at, your own minions are taking damage too. So freeze ray, the giant fan is not gonna do that much. I'm thinking we're gonna go with the reinforced doors.
Has begun.
And we can put those into like entrances to our power plants or the comm center. And the agents are right where we want them to be, so let's...
I want that intruder found and captured. An intruder in the lair.
Repeat the process.
We have captured an agent. An agent has been captured.
Need to wait for the result to go down and interrogate. Unfortunately, only one scientist seems to be doing their work.
Research has been paused.
So the same as the Valles, your scientists work also in some sort of a shift pattern, so it might happen that only one scientist will do the job which they are supposed to be doing, while the rest of them are just screwing around your lair.
An interrogation has succeeded. There's an opportunity on the world stage. Interrogation success.
And once we get the third research, this is then gonna allow us to go, for example, into the second tier, because we will have those 3 first tier researches done. So we can try to research some of these things. So that should be awesome, but it's gonna cost us a whole lot of cash.
A scheme has succeeded.
Okay, so we're gonna have to be reducing heat in the region. We can do this for 10 minutes. Still have some 8 minutes for this last money to get in. And I'm actually gonna save up that console with the broadcast strength so that once we research upgrading the criminal network, we can upgrade, for example, the Central Anvil provinces, and this is gonna allow us to run much better schemes.
A new tier of research has been unlocked.
But for those schemes, we are gonna also require the intel. This is why I wanted to make sure. Okay, heat at criminal networks builds more slowly. This is something which I would really appreciate to get. Because once we start upgrading the criminal networks, this is gonna also attract much more deadlier agents to come in and cause a whole lot of trouble. So another 5 agents are gonna move in. The thing is that due to the fact that there are only the limited number of tourists, it's kind of pointless for you to try and have more valets at this point. I really hope they're gonna do something with the casino section of the game. I just really hope it's not gonna be behind a paywall, because then you can have some really amazing fun with the casino, and at this point I feel like it's underwhelmingly insufficient in what it can potentially achieve. I mean, if you would think about it, you can just create a game where you would be trying to make the most efficient casino. Because you can actually go ahead and build the casino even in here. It's not necessarily restricted to this location. So if I would really want to, the casino can eventually expand from this location over here. But because of the current limitations, I just don't see the point. And I think since we were able to obtain the last subclasses, we were able to get research started, we're able to get a whole lot of intel in. I'm gonna probably cut off the episode somewhere around here. So hopefully you did enjoy it if you are watching until this point. For more fun content, consider checking out the channel, link is in the description. If you want to know what the channel is currently up to, the best way to find out is to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I publish content from Mondays till Fridays. I do all sorts of things, from comparisons to basic playthroughs to tips and tricks. There is a whole lot of fun content, so go check it out. And I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Hopefully you are staying safe. And let me know in the comment section how your Evil Genius 2 is going, and I would be more than happy to read about it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and bye-bye for now.
An agent has been subdued and captured. We have captured an agent.